Who the hell was that? They couldn't have already found me out, could they? I'll not be able to find the doctor at this rate. I was wandering around Lancaster all morning and saw no sight of this Dr. Aubrey anywhere. What if that gentleman in Florence lied to me? He must have thought I was mad. And perhaps I am. I'm not giving in now. I will find her. If Dr. Aubrey can cure me of this disease, I will finally be free. Excuse me, mademoiselle, but do you know what area this address is in? It seems that I have gotten lost in your beautiful city. Oh, just down the road there. Many thanks for your help, and have a marvelous day, miss. She's right down the hill from St. Mary's Church. A good hiding place from any unwelcome guests, I suppose. Forgive my intrusion, mademoiselle. I hope I have the right address. You see, I'm looking for a Dr. Clarice Aubrey. Is she home today? Oh, my stars. My deepest apologies for the misunderstanding. I had no knowledge of her recent passing. Did you know her well? No, I was not one of her patients. But I traveled here to ask her for her help. Are you sure? Yes, I would like to come inside. Thank you. I traveled to Lancaster from Florence. It was there that I heard about Dr. Clarice. She sounded like a wonderful person. I only wish that I had the honor of making her acquaintance. Still, I appreciate you giving me a moment of your time, despite the circumstances. Oh, that is right. Forgive me for the lack of introduction. My name is Sir Reginald Barlow. I originally hail from Sicily, but have traveled for most of my life. As for what kind of help I would have needed, well, you see, I was hoping that Dr. Clarice could possibly cure... Now that I'm saying this out loud, I sound ridiculous. If you insist. I was struck with vampirism over 100 years ago. It has tortured me ever since. It was my hope that Dr. Clarice would have a cure of some kind. As radical of an idea as this sounds, I want to be rid of this. Thank you, but there's no need to feel sorrowful for me. I apologize for not paying attention. I was admiring the portrait of Dr. Aubrey over the fireplace. There's a striking resemblance. I'm so sorry for your grave loss. I should have realized the connection between the two of you. Since she was your grandmother, may I ask what your name is? I see. You are a doctor as well. You were her apprentice. Then there is hope. There has to be hope. I understand you had more to learn from her, but is there any possibility that you may be able to help me, mademoiselle? I would respectfully disagree with you. I traveled a long way to find Dr. Aubrey. Mademoiselle, you were the answer to my suffering. I need you to help me. Oh no. Oh no, that will not do. Mademoiselle, I used to be a man of honor, I assure you. But this disease has taken that, and more from me. I am not beneath threatening you, but I was taught to treat others with respect. So you see, you have put me in a difficult position. Well, surely you were taught by her for a long time. Did you not take notes? There has to be something that she left behind that could be useful. Very well then. Look through the notes that she left for you. Do not give me excuses. I do not have the time nor the patience for them. No need to point out the obvious, but your immortal fact. I have grown exhausted of these lives I have lived. Oh, I see. It is understandable that you are overwhelmed. You were left alone with all of this responsibility. Listen, if the issue is finding her notes in this mess, then let me help you sift through it all. It doesn't mean that I'm happy about this. If I find out you are deceiving me or attempting to stall for time, do not force my hand, mademoiselle. All right. Where do we begin? What seems to be ailing you? Here, let me see that. Dr. Aubrey kept a journal near the end of her days. She used it to write down locations of important research so that she wouldn't forget where they were. Smart woman. What about this one? You were never shown any locations. All right then. She wrote them down, so we shouldn't have trouble, right? Classic grandmother is right. Are you telling me that all of these entries are written in special code? Well, maybe she was onto something if she kept everything this hidden. I'm not giving up. We will find these notes. Wait. Do not answer that door. You have to be careful. I'm probably being hunted as we speak. Fine. But be quick, and do not let them inside. She is too trusting of strangers. I must go out there in case she needs any help. I should not be spotted here. This is frustrating. Just turn them away already. Who is at the door? I removed my hand. I did not want you to scream and alert your neighbors. Now tell me who that was. Pardon me? I do not have proper manners? I have been a gentleman for over 119 years. I am tired of acting the part. So, who was at the door? One of the neighborhood children. They were with their friends and asked for directions to the playground. All right, let us return to the office then. Do not look at me like that. I feel secure with the door locked. You look as if you want to ask me something. I can sense it from you, so you might as well fulfill your curiosity. I remember the change as if it was last week. War plagued my homeland, and I was recruited as one of the many soldiers to fight in it. We were young and naive, believing with all of our might that we could do something worthwhile. I should not continue. A lady such as yourself would not want to hear about such devastation. Ow! What did I say? All right. I will keep going. You are very welcome. At the time, all I saw were my friends being taken from me, one musket ball at a time. There was nothing I could do. I wasn't as quick as the others with my weapon. Perhaps it was because I was inexperienced. They grabbed any young man with a pulse to fight back then. I remember being shot, the ringing in my ears, the metallic stench of my blood. I collapsed onto the grass as the fighting stopped. I was ready to die. Thank you, dear. It was horrible. I thought the rest of the men were dead, but then I heard them screaming. I did not realize what was happening at the time, but they were being turned into, well, this. A group of them emerged from the forest when they heard what was happening. They thought it would be best to save us from our suffering. At the time, I was devout in my religious beliefs. But when this happened, I truly believed that God abandoned us. I thought, how could he let this happen to me? Why would I be put through this hell on earth? I was angry with him for a long time. Ah, I see. You felt similarly when your grandmother passed. Losing the ones we love is one of the greatest pains of all. Living for this long, I have watched everyone that I loved in my first life and on pass away. There was nothing I could do to keep them here. Choosing the selfish turn them into immortals route was not an option either. I am glad that you seem to understand my situation better than before. But do you understand why I cannot do this anymore? I have to become a mortal man once again. I understand your hesitation as a doctor of science, but I will try anything you present to me. Please. This has become too painful for me. Who taught you that we do not feel emotions? I may be immortal, but that does not mean I have a heart of ice, dear. I still feel deeply. What have you got so far? From what you can tell, there are 10 tests listed that you can start with. Are there any notes on the success rates of these tests? You have to find those too. I think I should help you organize everything before you conduct tests on me. I want to be sure that you have everything she possibly researched. I wonder who that could be. My dear, breathe. It is all right. It could just be someone who needs help. Let me go check.
Hello? Hello? I know that the intruder is in there, miss. Just bring him to me, and no one has to be hurt.
What is happening? Who is that at the door? Are you sure you do not know that person? You do not recognize their voice. It's all right, I believe you. Perhaps it is an officer with the wrong idea. Everything is going to be all right, dear. Do not fret. Grab all of her notes and hide as quickly as you can.
Come out, vampire. Come out wherever you are.
What in the... Oh my lord. He is a hunter. He must have been the same one from town. How did he find me here?
You are a rather bricky vamp for thinking you could come into my city and escape without consequence. I hope you have not killed one of our own. We do not take that lightly.
How dare he flaunt his voice throughout this honorable doctor's home? If he was a regular burglar, I would. But I cannot. He may have advanced weaponry that I have not faced yet. It's too great of a risk.
Perhaps you do not talk to strangers? All right. I can play a game of pleasantries. My name is Raphael. I was named after one of the greatest archangels. The name means the angel who heals. I work with some very important people to heal our world of monstrosities as yourself, burning each of you at a time. After all, it is dust that we return to. You will be judged by the Lord for your grave sins. Well, you must be the doctor's apprentice. Now tell me, where is the foul creature? Not speaking much, are we? Well, I know you are a well-spoken young scientist, so I am going to ask you once again. Where is he? I am not someone who likes their time to be wasted, but I am a gentleman. So I'll tell you what. You are coming with me. The way I see it, he will have to follow us. I mean, why wouldn't he, when you look so ravishing? You hear that? I'm taking your blood bank with me. If you want to see her alive, follow our scents, or consider her end untimely.